So I'm taking these times also to share with you and with other people who ask about this picture, to give them a full-length picture of His Majesty. And this picture was found by one of my good brethren, Menelik, in Ohio. They were on their way to church one morning and they stopped off at an Ethiopian restaurant or a bakery. And on the counter was a lot of old posters. And they went through the posters and they found this. Actually, it's a larger color version of it. I have a black and white copy. And if you look on it good, you can see it's from Addis Ababa, the Arts and Culture Department. And if you look good, you will also see Ethiopia in English and in Amharic imposed on this picture. So somebody knows a lot more than what they're telling us about His Imperial Majesty. Even in Ethiopia, they know. Whoever took this picture knew good and well what they were doing, because this is not a secret picture. This is used by the Ethiopian Tourist Board. So they know something. It's just we Rastas, they keep in the dark. So through His Imperial Majesty words sound empowered. I say, open thy mouth and I will fill it with words. So I bring these songs to the island, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Most High. Zechariah chapter 4 verse 6. The truth shall set thy and I free. It's not the money and the jobs what man is seeking in life right now, because there is also a great threat of total annihilation on planet Earth through what they call Armageddon, through what George Bush might want to call a jihad or international terrorist plot, or just what the Mayans call the 2012 prophecy. The back-tongue wheel says that the Earth is about to go into a region that is going to suck it and spit it out someplace on the other side of the universe. So whatever religion or whatever persuasion you want to deal with, we have a limited time here on Earth to kind of look around and see what's going on. We have extraterrestrials and aliens ruling the government, poisoning us human beings. You also have this guy named Rael, who I mentioned in one of my previous videos, who claims that Jehovah is an extraterrestrial mastermind who genetically engineered the Hebrew race. And there's a lot of truth behind that, because there's a difference in the name of Yahweh, Jehovah, Allah. These are terms, names that were used to try and describe the great almighty energy force of the universe, who at will can embody himself or itself in a human being, in a rock, in a woman. Because we're talking about God, He can do anything He wants. He's not limited the way man wants to limit Him. So I and I Rastafari bring these truths to the world. And I have one more truth I want to share for my Rasta brethren and sisters in particular, is the fact that we need a common theology. The reason the movement has not moved is because we put everything over the main priority, which is divinity. Rastafari people are supposed to be the most divine people on the planet. We're supposed to be teaching the world of divinity, and we're so caught up in the politics and the struggle and the just hand-to-mouth food survival that we are not focusing on our common theology. Many Rastas don't want to defend the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, and it's for a good reason, because they have these white images and they refuse to acknowledge Haile Selassie in the church nowadays. Other Rastas are trying to create their own churches, and this is simply causing more division. And then of course we still have the Nyabingi gatherings, which is about the only thing that brings Rastas together, and it's becoming more and more just a ganja smoke out and a fire burn out, rather than divine. A lot of the divinity is leaving away from Rasta people, and we don't want that to happen. So Jah has given I the power to bring this hatred and this word sound forward, that we would rebuild and reconstruct ourselves. We want a Rasta revival. We don't want to carry these problems home to Africa. We want to carry solutions home to Africa. But we do want to go home to Africa. The Ethiopian World Federation is planning its international convention in Addis Ababa this year, July 2008. I plan to be there through the power of Jah. Ras Michael has an African tour coming up beginning in Morocco this summer. Through the power of Jah will be there also. So right here now I am saying to the world, no Rastafari and live, curse him and die. Haile Selassie. God bless. Before I seal up, I want to them, many of our Rasta brethren and sisters are familiar with this prayer, the Abata Chenhoe prayer. And I've heard people say it and mispronounce it. And even in its original translation, Joey maybe can get a close-up of this later, there are some bona fide typographical errors in Amharic that if we don't start studying our language and culture, we'll never know. This one in particular, you can see all of these that I have circled, but this one in particular, Kekafukulu. In Amharic, they just have Kekafu. The word is Kekafukulu, which is deliver us from all evil. The Ethiopian priests only want to be delivered from some evil, which is Kekafu. We want deliverance from Kekafukuhulu, all evil. And then again we see here in the prayer, Abata Chenhoe Besema Imetinor Semi Yekedes no Semi Ya Kodesh. The name of Yahweh is holy, and this is the same prayer, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Holy is the name of Yahweh. Many people are afraid to pronounce it or enunciate it because they know when you call God, He's going to come. So you can't just blaspheme and say this name like them say Jesus, Jesus all over the place. This name Jesus comes from the Greek contraction of Ea and Zeus, a Babylonian god of luck and a Greek sky god of mythology. Same with Christos, and the entire IAS or IOUS ending has reference to Zeus. Whereas even Alexander the Greek, who they call great, he knew of the power of the name of Yahweh, and he began naming cities like Alexandria. He began to use that suffix because he himself knew. So I want my brethren and sisters to study, that they show themselves approved, workmen that need not be ashamed, unite in the word of truth. We don't want to divide it. That's what they say in Timothy. They say divide it, but we say we want to unite the words of truth. So I want our Rasta brethren and sisters to study, fast and pray, and let us shine, let our light shine before creation. We are the salt of the earth. That's why we have to talk them talk here. We have to be firm in our stance for the King. We can't be soft and weak out like the Christians, the hypocristians. They'll sell us for anything just as long as they can have their chicken in their pot and their car in their garage. You understand? But we don't look at things those ways there. Because I exist long before the flesh. So we don't live with food and water. We live with spirit and truth. And from those things come all things. So I give thanks and praise for His words.